Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch a Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
And a Fright Me on Freddy's fucking Christmas.
Freddy Jason.
Shit.
Is back at it. Jason Kruger. Jason Kruger.
Nightmare on Elm Street update. It may not be the one everybody wants. We want to hear that there's a new movie being fucking made because it's about goddamn time, Jimothy. But it's not.
Don't you know that every town has an Elm Street, you stupid fucks? Where's Nightmare?
This is some weird news. Everybody knows about what's going on with Friday the 13th and them just fighting over pennies and not allowing the rest of us to enjoy the franchise, which, in the words of Tango from Tango and Cash,
this whole thing fucking sucks. I mean, this is the biggest pile of shit.
Just fucking sucks.
This is very much like a nightmare on Hollywood Street.
What's been crazy about the Nightmare on Elm Street series is that basically everybody's been asking them, when are you going to make this? It's time. Michael came out.
When I feel like
fucking amazing. Yeah.
When I feel like it.
We're like the Conjuring, so we're just going to do the Conjuring, and like Freddy's like on the backbone.
How about I do that fucking thing from Neo from the Matrix? Like, how about I give you the finger and you give me my phone call? It's like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, they were more. They openly said like, yeah, we're going to do a Freddy reboot at some point, but we're more focused on the Conjuring franchise because that makes us a fuck bag of money.
Yeah.
Why not do both? You're a movie studio. I don't know. But anyways, interesting news. This comes from Bloody Disgusting. They actually dug out some news that nobody else knew about on here, and I'll put the link to the story below so you guys can check it out. But basically what Bloody Disgusting found out is that after 35 years, as we know with the what's going on with Friday the 13th, after 35 years, the rights for these things revert back to their previous owner.
I swear, when you told me 35 years, I was like, God damn, for a movie?
It's a while.
Like, that's what I was like. You ever see that movie Half Baked when he's like 10 years for some weed? Damn.
4 years just for weed? Damn.
In this case, what happened was, nobody knew that this happened, but in the past year, Wes Craven's estate has claimed the rights to Friday the 13th, or to Nightmare on Elm Street, so they own that now. Now they own the U.S. rights. I don't know what's going on with the overseas rights and all that, which is important because if you're going to release a movie, you want it to be able to go overseas and do well, because that's half your fucking money. But long story short, the news is that Wes Craven's estate.
I like a Wes Craven.
Wes Craven's estate.
Good Italian place.
His family now owns the rights and can do with them what they please, at least to both Freddy and A Nightmare on Elm Street as far as the U.S. rights are concerned. Is that good news or is that bad news? I don't know.
I mean, it's both. It's good news that the Wes Craven estate has the property back. I mean, it was Wes Craven's baby. It was his idea. It was his conjuring, his imagination that made Freddy Krueger, and now it's back in the hands of his family. It's bad news though, because they could be like fucking Smaug from The Hobbit and just collect the gold. Like they could just hold like no one will ever see it again. And like fucking George Lucas before Disney bought him for billions of dollars and be like, Star Wars is done. I own the lightsaber cock around in this family. It could be like that, or it could be like they could be like, we want the best director and the best story before we even consider allowing anybody to touch Nightmare on Elm Street again, which is fine. That's fair.
I think the question that they'll ask themselves, though,
is it raining? Is it snowing? Is it
the question they'll ask themselves, I believe, is what would Wes have wanted? And if you look back at Wes's track record, Wes wasn't happy with the sequel.
He wanted to die a new nightmare.
Yeah, and he, at first he wasn't happy with the sequels. He had a little bit to do with them. He wrote his own. He in his own words, he thought Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was inferior. He thought the script was inferior, and he wrote his own script to Dream Masters.
He obviously didn't see the dance sequence in part 2 because that's not going to make it inferior. It was awesome.
But he wrote a script to it and they didn't use it because they said it was too violent, it was too expensive, blah, blah, blah. And then he came back, of course, eventually to right the ship, and he wanted to fix things, so he made a new Nightmare. Beyond that, I don't know, though. Like, he made his movie, and as you said, he wanted it to stop there. So if you're in Wes Craven's family and you sit down and ask yourself, should we sell this? Should we let someone make it? Should we give it to Blumhouse and let them make it? Because the obvious choice, and I know there's going to be people out there like, don't give it to fucking Blumhouse. They already have Halloween and blah, blah. But the thing is what Blumhouse does is Blumhouse tells these filmmakers, they say, hey, you get to do your story. You get to do your vision. We're not going to fuck with it. This is a weird story, but they did the same thing with Benji. Of all things, Benji, the Benji movie that came out on Netflix. The family that owns Benji is really like they hold tightly to the chest. That they went to other studios, and the other studios like, we want to make him talk and stuff like this. And the family was like, that's not what Benji. I can't believe I'm saying this, but they're like, that's not what Benji's about. They wanted it to be how it was. Now Blumhouse took it. They released it on Netflix.
What the fuck is Benji?
The dog, the little cute dog.
I never wanted it.
Blumhouse took it and released it on Netflix, and it did what it did. However you feel about it, you feel about it. I mean, if you watched it, but. That's what Blumhouse does. They let people have what they want, but they only give them a certain amount of money for it. And they say, hey, you do what you want, we'll give you a little bit of money, and then if it all pans out, then maybe we'll make more, and you'll get money, and we'll all get money, and it'll be a great fucking time. And then, hey,
let WWE studios give it a shot.
That's the last thing they should.
No, I don't know. Fucking. I mean, they did some good shit sometimes, but look, yeah, Blumhouse having control of it. I like Blumhouse, but Blumhouse has got their plate full right now, and I want to see them produce content. Quality content with Halloween. If your focus is shifted, then they might be like, well, we got to really bring Nightmare on Elm Street back to the forefront of horror. I'm not saying it would suffer on Halloween's end, but I mean, it might. I don't know. That's a lot of fucking goodness on your plate.
Thing is, though, that's
either you get the steak or you get the pizza. You can't have fucking both.
That's what I'm saying, though. I'm not saying it should go to Blumhouse, but it makes sense if I was that family and say that this family has, maybe they know what Wes Craven wanted. Maybe they know what none of us know, and they know exactly what he wanted. Maybe he talked to somebody about it or whatever the case is. But maybe they know exactly what he wanted, and they are going to be headstrong about it needs to be done this way, this way, exactly the way that we as a family want it to be. And if that's the case, then Blumhouse will make the most sense because Blumhouse is going to be the one studio that's going to let them do that.
There's another studio though, and I like them. I can't remember the name of them.
A24?
A24. I would give A24 a shot. Like, they're not bad. I mean, I think that they've done some really cool stuff.
As a fan, I would love to see that. They would make it slow. They would make it creepy as fuck. They would make it scary again.
And that's, in my opinion, I don't know. I didn't know Wes Craven in real life, but I'm just saying he felt like he really wanted to make a slow burn kind of a nightmarish sequence with Freddy Krueger. And if you watch the original one, you didn't even see Freddy a lot of the times. He was just in shadow a lot of, like, this is God, whatever. And that's just a guy like saying, like, I masturbate all the time. This right here is God. Like, I don't need a woman. But it was, but he does the slow burn thing. And I think that is what genuinely he wanted the movie to be. And then when it got crazy and Freddy started talking more and became a pop culture icon, he was like, man, it's not even my movie anymore. At the same time, though, I do think that there was a few, you watch that cool ass documentary that you can get on YouTube, that the Nightmare on Elm Street documentary. It's fucking awesome.
Never Sleep Again.
Never Sleep Again. I love that movie. But he goes and talks about, like, he didn't like the other sequels and things like that. But he did New Nightmare, and I feel like he told his story finally. Like, he told the last story that he wanted to tell. But I don't think he had any kind of ill will towards anybody else that wanted to keep making movies. I think he would not deny a fan or the fans like to see another Nightmare on Elm Street movie as long as it was in the hands of somebody that he trusted or that was like, hey, you've got the right idea here.
Exactly, and I don't know my ass from my elbow in this situation or in general, especially
in your colon.
In the bedroom. But I will say this: I would imagine, like, if you put a gun in my head and made me guess, I would imagine that Wes Craven's the type of guy that if someone came to him with a really good script and they said, we want you to produce this, we want you to be a producer on this, they came to him with a good script and they had a good studio involved that was really concentrated on making a great film, that was really going to take the franchise in the next direction and do something cool with it, then I feel like I would have to imagine that Wes Craven would be cool with that. It's all about how his family feels, though.
I swear to God, they're going to come off as smog, dude. They're going to come off that fucking dragon that lives in the mountaintop that has, like I said, all the gold, and they just lay on top of it like this, like, you'll dare come to my house? You'll dare ask for something that you cannot have? What do you bring me?
It's all about what their motivations are and what they want, and what they think he would want.
I'm not saying they're assholes. I'm just saying it was kind of a funny joke, so don't get all mad about it. But I mean, maybe they're thinking like, we want to make sure that whoever comes and asks for the rights to make a movie has the best interest of what Wes wanted, and what maybe Wes Craven wanted was to retell a classic story in a 21st century way without, all the politics and stuff like that, but just to retell it to a new generation. And if that is the idea and a script is pitched that is really good and really unique and really interesting, I'm sure the family would relent and be like, you know what, it's a good idea. Not only is it a good idea to bring it back to the fans, and Wes would love that, but also we're going to make money. We're going to make a shit ton of money because there would be all sorts of fucking people lining up at the theater to see Nightmare on Elm Street.
And that could be great for the family and however that goes. It all depends on who's in charge here. Like, who is in charge of the estate? Is it a lawyer? Who is it? Is it going to be like a Michael Corleone case where he's like really respectful of the family and you feel comfortable with it in his hands? Or is it going to be like Sonny, who's a fucking live wire, who's like, just sell it! Sell the fucking thing and buy some fish!
Fuck yeah! It's Vince McMahon! No chance! But look, we'll see what happens happens with that, with how that unfolds. But really, at the end of the day, I mean, like I said, you know, should I stay or should I go? It's like that with them owning the rights to it again. I mean, at least it's not in the hands of some, you know, studio out there that has no interest in making anything but shitty sequels over and over and over again. Even though at this point I would fucking take anything of a Nightmare on Elm Street. But man, it's a like, I don't know, like I feel like. And it's weird, like no. In your personal opinion, though, like in your I know it's good or bad, but you got to pick one side or the other. What do you feel?
Oh, I want to make more movies.
No, I know I want to make movies too, but I'm saying like, what do you? Is it a good idea or a bad idea for them to have the control of it?
Here's what scares me. What scares me is
you're dodging the questions. No, you're dodging the questions.
Here, the article refers directly to the U.S. rights. So who owns the overseas rights?
Fuck that.
Is that still New Line or Warner Brothers or who the fuck owns them? and if so, is that going to be a problem? The problem is if the people who own it right now are not interested in making Freddy right now, and they don't really give a shit about him, and then now on top of that they have to deal with Wes Craven's estate having a big say in it, owning a huge part of it, they might just be like, fuck it, we're not even going to go to the table with you guys. So either they might have to sell, because if they're going to put millions of dollars into a big budget movie, they're going to have overseas rights. They're going to have to sell it over there too for it to make its money back.
Yeah, it wouldn't be funny if the overseas right is owned by some guy named Sergio Ravellino, and like he fucking makes Freddy Krueger at Nata. Something happened in here.
It could be the greatest thing to ever fucking happen to Nightmare on Elm Street. It could be amazing and it could work out fucking wonderfully. Or flip side, it could be a fucking
the fucking Friday the 13th kind of shit.
Yeah, exactly. So
you cha your ass to can we get a movie? Can you stop your bickering, you bullshit motherfuckers? God damn.
Just share the goal.
Take your Judge Wapner hammer at your ass and make a movie.
Love your fucking faces. Comment down below. What do you guys think? Is this good or bad? What do you think is going to happen? Explain it to us in our butts at night.
Make sure you whisper it. Yeah. Because it could be a fart.
Softly whisper. And slowly tickle our butts with a feather. Obviously. We love your fucking faces. If you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some goddamn wham up in you, Jim.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie. We watched a movie. We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie.